Hi, my name is Debbie Schramer, and my husband Mike and I are the creators of Fairy Art School. It's a new online art school for people to learn how to create fairy furniture, fairy houses, and little woodland characters. And we're going to do this sample video today to show you how to make a beautiful little chair using natural materials and also a few found objects. So we hope that you'll enjoy this, and we'll talk to you soon. We'll start showing you how to make this little chair. I've pre-cut a few branches, so these will be the sides of the chair, and you can kind of turn it around to see which way you'd like to have it. And I have a lot of materials set out that I've chosen that will be kind of fun to use. And we're using a hot glue gun and hot glue gun sticks. So I think I'm going to just start it out this way, and we'll add some glue here and put on this part of the chair. So it takes a little time to get the glue to adhere to the branch, and you can always set it down and then start gluing the other side. It takes a little bit of getting used to when you first start out, but so we'll let those set up a little bit, and you can always add a little more glue on this side. So I have these pre-cut. These will be for the sides, and then we have another one for this part of the chair. So we'll see how that is now. It's starting to be a little sturdier. I have some moss kind of set aside to put on the glue to cover it up, because we always want to cover the glue so it looks like a fairy or an elf made the piece instead of a human. And this will make the chair a little sturdier too, and we can just get it on there to start with, and we can take off some of the moss if it's too much. So you just kind of wrap the moss around and get all the glue covered, and that will make the chair a little sturdier and stay together better. So that looks a little better, and like I said, we can remove some of the moss if it's too much as we go along. So now we're going to add the sides of the chair, and like I said, I've pre-cut these pieces, so which you may not want to do. It may be easier to kind of cut the pieces as you go along. So just to save a little time, I pre-cut these. So you attach these here, and while that other part is setting up, you can put this end piece on. Looks like this might be kind of a wide seat for the chair, but we're going to attach moss to it, so it'll be nice. Okay, and then we have the legs already cut, so we'll just attach some moss to this part to kind of hold it together better. Okay, that should be good. So far we've gotten part of the framework of the chair done. This is a little wide this way, but and that's why if you kind of go along and cut the branches for each step, it will work a little better. Okay, so we're going to add the other legs in the front here. While it dries. Bring this up so that they are standing, and that will kind of help them. So we've got the chair put together pretty well now, and it's fairly sturdy, but we need some braces or rungs in between. So we'll get those together now. I have some branches over here that I can put in between here. And there's different ways that you can do rungs. You can do them crisscross, kind of like that, or you can do them so that they're like this, and then the other way like that, whichever way that you like to do. But for now, I think I'll just go ahead and make the rungs just like basic rungs in a chair, and you can look at the way normal chairs are made and get ideas from them. So we'll just set the chair down, and usually rungs are about in the middle of the chair. So we'll put that there, and again, it does take a little time so for the glue to set. So while that one's kind of getting set, we'll put another one here, and you can just measure what you need and then cut the branch. And I try to use more glue than is necessary sometimes, because you can always cover it with moss rather. So that's going to make it a little sturdier. So we've got the rungs there, and we'll do another one here. And if you go out and collect the materials that you're going to use, that's really a lot of fun and an important part of making the fairy furniture, because you can get out in nature and be inspired. And if you live in an area where it's a really hard winter and you have a lot of snow, that would be a little more difficult. But you can also buy supplies and natural materials online, and in our school, our website, we do have a list of online companies where you can order natural materials. So in our school, we will be teaching pieces like this, and lots of other different kinds of pieces, beds and tables, dressers, armoires, and houses and little characters. So okay, so we have the rungs on there, and now it's much sturdier now. So for this part of the chair, you can do branches all the way across like that, or bark, but just to save a little time, I'm just going to use some cardboard, and I've kind of pre-cut that. And you can use cardboard from a cereal box, or any kind of somewhat thinner cardboard. You probably don't want it to be too thick. So we'll put the glue on and set this on there. And looks like it won't fit every little space there, but you can always go back, and I'll show you from this angle. Kind of press the cardboard down so it's attaching to the branches. And don't worry about the glue showing. We can go back and cover it with moss and get the glue threads, these little thread-like pieces from the glue. So that's pretty well attached to the framework of the chair. So I think, again, for the sake of time, but also because we like moss so much, I'm going to cover the seat with moss and keep the kind of natural rustic look of this chair. So you just have to add more glue every so often to your glue gun, and when you attach the moss, you kind of have to use quite a bit of glue, but just be careful when you put the moss on the seat of the chair, because the glue might come through and don't want to get burned. So that should be pretty good. And now so that's how it looks now, and we're going to kind of make sure that the moss is attached on the corners or the edges of the cardboard. You don't want to see the cardboard. So the whole idea of making the fairy furniture is to make it look like it was made by a little elf or something, you know, someone from the forest, so it has that look of fairyland or a natural miniature world. So we got this just about done, and that really adds some color and makes it look like it's very woodsy. And so I might need a little bit more over here. You just add it like that. So the important thing when you are making the framework of your chair, that it's really sturdy, so that when you're doing the other, adding the other parts of the chair, it won't come apart. So okay, so we've got that done, and I found a beautiful leaf skeleton. We just call it leaf skeleton. I'm going to trim this off, I think, that I thought would be really neat to have in the back. So when you hold it up in the light, you see the skeleton or the veins of the leaves, so that'll be fun. So I think I'm going to have it go a little higher than the branches because the framework is a little short. So you have to kind of hold it up and see where you want it, and then we'll cut this right here so it'll attach to the side of the chair, and then we'll just glue it here. And with leaf skeleton, you do have to be really careful. You can't really touch the leaf. If you just use the top of your glue gun, that will help you attach it to the chair. So then we can take a little bit of moss and cover that up, and that'll help the leaf skeleton stay on better. So we'll just kind of set that on there. Okay, and so and then we want to attach it to the, looks like I've got it a little bit crooked, but we can straighten that out. So we want to add it to the sides of the chair, and again, just use your glue gun to attach it because it would be too hot to touch. So if you just use the tip of the glue gun, then that should work. And then we'll do the same on this side. Okay, and maybe before we put a little bit at the top here, maybe before we do any more, whoops. You don't want to stop and take a look at it. It's a little bit crooked, so, but that's all right. I think you have to allow for some imperfections because this isn't a precise art. So, and if you were making this yourself, you would probably take more time to make it look straight if you'd like to do that. So we have this part of the chair done, and I was thinking about adding some of this to the chair. You can just try different things rather than gluing something and then saying, oh, I don't know if I like that. You can kind of hold it up and see what you think. And so I think that will be kind of interesting. But actually, I think I'm going to add this instead. I think that'll be good. So that's kind of a fun part of making the fairy furniture, is that you can experiment as you go along and then make your decision before you actually glue things down. So we'll just attach it here. It looks like that's kind of attached now. And then we have another one that looks like it might work really well right here to go with the branch that's there. So that kind of gives it a good design. So, and we don't want to cover up the branch. We want to keep that part of the design there. So you're kind of doing this kind of art. You're a designer. You're, you know, using a lot of different talents. Anyway, I think that's pretty interesting. So we have this branch coming off here, which we could put a little bird's nest there or something like that. And one of the things I thought would be fun to do with this chair is to make a little side table. So I've cut out a piece of cardboard here that I can attach, because we have this branch here. Just kind of turn it around and figure out which way will work. This is a lot different than working with wood that's cut exactly or real precisely. You're working with natural materials that are very different. So I think that'll be pretty, because we're keeping with greens and yellows and a little bit of pink. So we'll glue this on, and we can go underneath the table and add some glue here so it'll stay on really well. You really want your pieces to be sturdy. Okay, and let's see if this is straight, because when we're going to add some little accessories here. What we can do is put a little branch to kind of hold the table up. So we'll add this little branch back here, and that'll hold it up a little better. Be flexible in your ideas, and use a little creative thinking to figure things out sometimes. Okay, so that looks like that's pretty straight, because we are going to put a little bowl with berries and other things on the table, and that looks really cute. The balance of the design is good, the structure and everything. So we're just going to add on this fabric. You might want to be kind of careful there. And you could always cut your fabric. Well, I did cut it a little wider, but I have another idea I'm going to do. So this is a really old piece of fabric with buttons, and so we're going to add this to the side of the table just to give it some kind of roughness. Just kind of keep gluing it along. Looks like we need another glue stick, so we've got this really pretty ruffly fabric here. And can just kind of tuck that in there. Okay, so that looks kind of interesting. And we need something over here though, so let's I thought we could attach this little hollyhock flower. We're almost done. We're sort of like a little parasol. So we just need to find a branch that's got some pieces to it that we can glue the hollyhock flower to. So we'll just attach this. And kind of have to, before it gets completely glued down, we need to see how that's going to work. So yeah, I think it'll be okay if it's like that. So kind of want it to come out this way a little, it looks like. Need to just set this down for a minute. We'll put a little bit of moss back here to hold this on. Okay, and we dried these hollyhock flowers ourselves. So you just have to kind of keep turning it around and see which way will work the best. I think that will be good right there. So just attach it there. Okay, so this is the finished chair, and I took some time and put some moss over the glue all around the rungs and anywhere else where there was glue showing. There's a few other areas I have to finish, but we have the attached table with this beautiful antique fabric. I had attached the bowl and then attached this little cup onto the table. You don't have to glue them down, you can leave them just freestanding. But I think it turned out really well. You know, you can try different materials and try different designs, but it's really a lot of fun. I hope that you'll visit our website at fairyartschool.com to see more about our courses. So thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Mike. My wife and I, Debbie, are the creators of Fairy Art School. Wasn't that lovely to see the sample class that Debbie just gave you in creating that beautiful chair? She made that all on the fly and with the materials that she had and gathered, and it turned out beautiful. That's a sample of what the classes will be like with Fairy Art School. You'll hear us talk to you about what we've learned over the years. We began creating nature art many years ago when we wanted to find peace and comfort in our home and something for tranquility when we have so much time in the winter to work on. So we brought the nature hikes into our home and from our gardens and began creating beautiful works of art from nature, and so can you. We've made this easy to follow step-by-step instructions at Fairy Art School, where you'll see us out in field trips and you'll enjoy all the 5-piece sections of the basics of making fairy art. Before me you see a lot of what's in our 6-piece fairy bedroom set, which is our one of 2 courses we have on Fairy Art School. And you'll learn to make an armoire, a dresser, a bed, a lamp, a table, and a chair. And in the basics of making fairy art, you'll see slideshows of us collecting out in nature, of beautiful flowers, of using found objects. You'll hear us talk to you and give to you all of our experience over the years of what we've learned. We put this course together because we want to share it with you. We want the world to enjoy working with nature, as it brings so much peace, and we have so much troubled times that we're in right now. And we'd really like to share it with you. Please follow the links below to go to Fairy Art School so you can see more, learn about us, learn about the success that we've had in creating natural material art.